Yes, I keep crocodile skinks in tub systems. Whoa, before you go down there and hit that dislike button, you hear me out for a second, let me explain my reasoning, or... well, I guess you could hit that dislike button, leave a bad comment, because actually just still help the channel and boost it with, activity into the algorithm, getting more views. I am talking about that video, yeah. Yes, today we are going to be talking all about crocodile skinks and the reasoning why I decided to switch them from these nice, bioactive glass enclosures to these tub systems. I mean, that's just crazy, Dakota. Do you hate those animals? I know, from the outside of a superficial perspective, I understand that people can be like, what the hell is this guy doing? He went from these nice enclosures into these tubs, like, what is he thinking? Does he not like the animals? What's going on here? I'm gonna get into all those reasonings on why I decided to switch them and how, in fact, in my opinion, it's actually better for the animals. So let's sit back, relax, and dive into the crocodile skinks. Fuck this, man. It's too hot in this goddamn reptile room to have these down. Nope. If you guys have been a fan of the channels for any amount of time, you would know that my crocodile skinks have gone from a very varied amount of enclosures, starting from when I first got them from a 20-gallon bioactive down to up into a 55-gallon pladarium, back to a 36 by 18 by 12 Exoterra, and then finally into these tub systems. So all those other enclosures were pretty beautiful, of course, they were fully planted, had all the lighting and everything that they would need for those enclosures to thrive, and like I said, very aesthetically pleasing. I had a lot of difficulties with them that I really didn't talk about. With the pladarium, I had constant filtration breakage. The filters and the pumps kept breaking like every couple of months. I was replacing them, and that was $20, $40, $50 every time. Heating the water, feeding the fish, everything like that became a little overwhelming. Bugs kept getting into the pond, so the crocodile skinks weren't eating. I had to resort to dishes. One of them wouldn't dish feed. It was a big hassle, I'll be honest. Then moving him into that Exoterra, I thought things would go a little smoother. I had a little more of a simple water area. It was just a shoebox bin with some stuff inside of it for leverage, rock hides, cork hides for them to hide in the water area. And yeah, you made a false bottom, everything like that. I thought things would get better. They really didn't, I'll be honest. With that enclosure, I had difficulty maintaining humidity, even though I was using, all those things, larger, a lot more substrate. I sealed the entire screen off. It just wasn't getting humid for some reason. I just really could not get it to work. There was a couple other issues as well with the bugs getting underneath the background into the false bottom, so I would have like dying bugs in there that I didn't. It was a headache, man. I'll be honest, all these enclosures were a massive headache for me. Not only was it a headache to me, it was detrimental to the animals, not being able to have food that's loose, such as crickets and things like that, where they're just going into the false bottom or the water area to drown. They're not being fed by these animals, so I had to pay a lot more attention to the animals, make sure that they were being fed, make sure those dishes were filled at all times, because there was no way they were going to get their food other than that, for them constantly escaping into the underneath or just drowning in the water. With the humidity issues, I was trying to get those moist hides in to make sure, they could only go to one spot that really had that full husbandry or the full humidity needs that they were needing in order to be healthy. Even though they did look pretty and professional and like the perfect enclosures on the outside, the inside, I was struggling to maintain what they really need to thrive. We come to the point where I was getting this extra order of croc skinks, 3 new pairs, and that's when I really made the conscious choice that, what, I've used tub systems before, I'm definitely not a stranger to them, on the channel, I use them for a variety of different species with high humidity needs. I'm gonna give them a shot with croc skinks and see how they work out. And to be honest with you, they've worked wonders for me. So today I wanted to give you guys a little tour of what those enclosures looks like, how I set them up, and really all the pros I have for these tub systems and why these animals are thriving so well in them. With all that being said, let's take a dive in on these enclosures and see really how I set them up, because you guys have only really seen, what the outside of these enclosures look, not really what goes in them or how I got them all set up to their accommodations, I guess. Diving a little bit now on the 3 main reasons why I prefer the tub systems versus glass enclosures, and we'll start with number 1, the feeders. And the red-eyed crocodile skinks has gotten so much easier since I switched to tubs from glass enclosures. Now, with the fact that there is no type of false bottom where the bugs can escape, there's not any large water area where they're going to get into and then just inevitably drown and clog up filtration, things like this. So the bugs are able to just stay put in there and, well, do what they're supposed to do. be eaten. With now having tub systems, I am able to just leave bugs in there, such as, you know, crickets, dubia roaches, things like this, where they can just actively hunt them, while also filling bowls with just a variety, you know, mealworms, superworms, waxworms, just things like this, and a variety to give them a larger palate. Now, due to being able to have the freedom of having feeders loose in there and, you know, not just thinking that, oh, they're just going to escape into the false bottom or they're going to inevitably drown. Now, yes, some do drown in the water bowl from here and there, but it's definitely not as bad as it was before. It definitely helps me a lot better making sure that these guys are being eaten. I'm able to really feel out how many crickets are in there, and definitely what, you know, what's in the dish as well, to make sure these guys are getting the proper diet, you know, that they actually are eating all their food instead of it just disappearing. And then moving on to reason number 2, the humidity. As stated before, even with a deep substrate and multiple live plants going on, I was struggling keeping the humidity to the optimal percentage of what crocodile skinks need to thrive. As you guys know, when I have those species that require high humidity, I usually like to use tub systems just because they're able to retain that heat and humidity a lot better. So tubs were the idea, and well, tubs worked. Since switching to tubs, it has been a breeze. Humidity stays at a nice level. The soil is not drying out. It stays perfectly moist. It is also still bioactive, just without the plants. I still have cleanup crews in there, such as isopods and springtails, to make sure that the soil is being rid of any crocodile poops that we don't want in there, and things like that. Keeping a moist substrate for crocodile skinks is very important. Not only are they able to burrow into a moist area where they can have that as much humidity as they want, but when I do finally pair these guys, when I feel that they are at a good weight, they will be a perfect substrate medium to incubate those eggs maternally. Whereas in my old setups, I worried that the eggs were not going to have enough humidity in the soil and dry out. Even after constant watering, and they would just evaporate too fast. In these setups, I will have no worries that the eggs will not have the optimal conditions that they will need in order to hatch. And what does that mean for you guys? More baby crocodile skinks to get. Yes, without any worry that the eggs are going to have any kind of fatalities, without having these proper husbandry needs. You know, these eggs are going to hatch a lot better. The babies are going to come out and have, you know, everything that they're going to need, you know, with loose feeders and also dish feeding. You know, we're going to have some better croc skink babies that are going to thrive and be able to be out and sold to the public. Man, Dakota sure is crazy. I mean, croc skinks in tubs instead of aquariums? What is he gonna think of next? Just buying a giant grow tent and throwing them all in there? Who is this guy? I'm not gonna do that. And then finally, reason number 3, why I believe tubs make a better environment than your standard aquarium. The croc skinks prefer it. Dakota, you can't just say crocodile skinks prefer tubs over aquariums. You don't know. Do you speak crocodile skink, Dakota? Is that what you're saying? Do you speak crocodile skink? Well, hang on. Do you? Let me know, man. What's going on? Now, yes, I know, that is a big order to think about, Dakota. You can't just make the statement, crocodile skinks prefer it, but hang on, give me a second to explain. Yes, I do not speak crocodile skink, you know, they don't whisper in my ear that they prefer the tubs. I mean, come on, guys, they don't, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm not crazy, you know, they don't speak to me at night. It's not like I come out here at 3 in the morning and whisper to them, what do you enjoy? What am I doing? This quarantine is really getting to me at this point. What we can do is take a look at how they survive, you know, live in the wild, and kind of see what it looks like. Now, red-eyed crocodile skinks are a crepuscular species. I think I said that right. Maybe I did. What does that mean exactly? It means that they are most active during the times of dawn and dusk. Simplifying it, they're out when it's dimly lit, whether when the sun is just about to rise or whether the sun is about to set. These are the times that these animals are most active in hunting. During the rest of these times, these skinks in the wild seek out shelters under rotting logs, moist areas, things like that for safety. 2 things we can take away from that. These skinks enjoy not a very bright light area, and they enjoy being a little more secured in the safety of humidity. What these tubs do, they are a more confined area where they can find security and not having this giant open frame, you know, these glass sides where they can see out of every area. They have plenty of hiding spaces that they can surround themselves with and seek shelter if they do need be, and all in all, I just believe that they feel a lot more secure in these enclosures versus something like an aquarium. How can I really tell that they feel more secure? Well, they're out a lot more often. I usually open these enclosures at least once a day for the daily misting, making sure that everything is nice and humid and moist, and then also feeding about 2 or 3 times a week. During these times, I find these crocodile skinks out in the open of the enclosure a lot more often than I would find them in their old bioactive enclosures. During those times, I would very, very rarely see my skinks. In fact, you can see from old video footage and B-roll, I would always have to lift open a hide to where I could find them, whereas in these enclosures, you guys are seeing these full skinks, you know, that are out in the open where I can film them and get this amazing B-roll, like this shot right here that I'm probably using right now. You know, these skinks are a lot more secure in these, and they feel a lot more confident, and you can show by the way that they are moving around. Now, I know what people are going to say, Dakota, you know, you didn't have enough foliage there, you know, they didn't feel so secure. You saw the, here's the video right here. That tank had a lot of foliage. It was very dense in it. These skinks had a lot of places to hide, and they chose into one particular spot and just did not move. In these tub systems, although I do see they do favor a particular hide, usually those coconut huts, thank you for that commenter way back then. I'll probably put a screenshot here for recommending them. I love those coconut huts. These crocodile skinks really enjoy it, but although that, I see them out a lot more often and exploring, hunting openly. These are the things that I've seen to really push me to recommend myself on, you know, these tub systems are probably better than the standard aquariums. And yeah, that's about it. You know, 3 main reasons why I believe that these tub systems are working a lot better and making the animals thrive a lot better than you would in a standard aquarium enclosure. Pretty much gonna wrap up the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, hope you found some reasoning in my logic rather than just watching the first 10 seconds of this saying, oh, tub systems are good, and then being like, oh, tub systems are bad, dislike, mean comment, ha 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 ha. I swear to God, the YouTube community. You really dropped the ball on this one, bro. Those comments, man. I love the comment section. It is the best. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here now. As always, if you liked the video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my animals or my breeding products, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at DBCB Exotics. Other than that, of course, the last part, we have the Herp Hour. The Herp Hour is a podcast that I do with myself and Professor Herp on Twitch. We do it every day or every week at Saturday at 5 p.m. I think this will go out, this probably won't. So we just did the one with Scales 13. We probably talked about some Ackie monitors, things like that, and I'm not sure who our next guest is, but we still have a few on there, so make sure you give it a look. You know, we have some Tokay breeding stuff, some stuff with Uncharted Wild. There's some fascinating stuff, guys, so if you haven't already, make your way over to Twitch and give us a view, because it's a good podcast. I can attest. We're just running on. I don't know, man. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.